Welcome. Come on in. Join me for a spot of poetry featuring outstanding poetry written by outstanding poets. I'm your host, Joe Pizzo. Before we begin, let me put on the kettle to make some tea. Would you like a cup of jasmine? Oolong? Ah, raspberry. Excellent choice. While the water is heating, let me share with you a bit of poetry. Today's featured poet is amazing. I'm going to begin by sharing some of her accomplishments with you. Our poet has earned fellowships from the National Endowment for the Arts, the Guggenheim Foundation, the National Humanities Center, and others. She received a Portia Pittman Fellowship from the National Endowment for the Humanities as writer in residence at Tuskegee Institute in 1982. Was chosen by Robert Penn Warren, then the first U.S. Poet Laureate, for the 1986 Lavin Younger Poet Award from the Academy of American Poets. Was granted the 1987 General Electric Foundation Award, the 1988 Ohio Governor's Award in the Arts, Literary Lion Medals from the New York Public Library in 1990 and 1996, as well as its Library Lion Medal in 2000, and was granted 27 honorary doctorates from institutes of higher learning, including Tuskegee University, Dartmouth College, the University of Notre Dame, Duke University, and Harvard University. Where did it all begin? Our poet was born in 1952 in Akron, Ohio. The father of our poet was actually the first Black research chemist who broke the color barrier in the tire industry. As one of the 100 most outstanding high school students in the U.S., she was named a U.S. Presidential Scholar. As a National Achievement Scholar, she earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in English from Miami University in Ohio. The Yellow House on the Corner, our poet's first poetry collection, was published in 1980, followed by Museum in 1983 and Thomas and Beulah in 1986. The publisher was Carnegie Mellon University Press. After Gwendolyn Brooks in 1950, our poet was only the second African American poet to receive the Pulitzer Prize. Our poet didn't only write poetry. She also wrote short stories, a novel, a verse drama, and a book of her lectures as a poet laureate. The poetry collection On the Bus with Rosa Parks was a finalist for the National Book Critics Circle Award in 1999. Two poetry collections published by W. W. Norton also gained recognition. Sonata Mulatica was named the winner of the Hurston Wright Legacy Award, and Collected Poems 1974 to 2004 was a finalist for the 2016 National Book Award and winner of the NAACP Image Award in Poetry. Now, most authors could retire on these awards alone. However, our poet has received so many more awards. She was named one of the 10 Outstanding Women of the Year in 1993 by Glamour magazine. This was the same year she won the NAACP's Great American Artist Award. The next year, the Renaissance Forum Award for Leadership in the Literary Arts was granted by the Folger Shakespeare Library. Other awards include the Carl Sandburg Award, the Charles Frankel Prize, National Humanities Medal in 1996, which is the U.S. government's highest award for writers and scholars, Yale University's Chubb Fellowship in 2007, the National Medal of the Arts Awards by President Barack Obama in 2011, the first U.S. Presidential Scholars Award from the Presidential Scholars Foundation in 2017, the Lifetime Achievement Award from Callaloo, a journal of African Diaspora Arts and Letters in the same year, and more awards too numerous to mention. Our poet has also written text for music, which has been featured on TV and in the movies and the theater as well. Our featured poet on today's A Spot of Poetry is prolific poet, author, and musician Rita Dove. Her featured poem is entitled Daystar. She wanted a little room for thinking, but she saw diapers steaming on the line, a doll slumped behind the door. So she lugged a chair behind the garage to sit out the children's naps. Sometimes there were things to watch: the pinched armor of a vanished cricket, a floating maple leaf. Other days, she stared until she was assured when she closed her eyes, she'd see only her own vivid blood. She had an hour, at best, before Liza appeared, pouting from the top of the stairs. And just what was Mother doing out back with the field mice? Why, building a palace. Later that night, when Thomas rolled over and lurched into her, she would open her eyes and think of the place that was hers for an hour, where she was nothing, pure nothing, in the middle of the day. Before I sign off, I believe the kettle is ready. May I now pour you some raspberry tea? Yes, it is one of my favorites also. You relax and enjoy the tea while I close the program. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for A Spot of Poetry, featuring outstanding poet Rita Dove and her outstanding poem Daystar. Be sure to listen next time for more outstanding poetry written by outstanding poets. For A Spot of Poetry, I'm Joe Pizzo. May your day be filled with poetry.